This right here is the Adidas Pro 4. In this video, we're gonna go over whether you should buy it and upgrade if you already have the Pro 3. So we'll go over different specs, comparisons. I'll be the judge, I guess you'll be the judge too, on whether or not you think it's worth it to then upgrade to it. The specs of the Pro 4, I wear a size 10. My size 10 is 211 grams or 7.4 ounces. That is a decrease because the Pro 3s in my size 10 were 236 grams or 8.3 ounces. They still have the same exact stack height and it's a 6mm drop. One of the things that you notice right away with the shoe difference is the upper is like more of like a rain jacket kind of feel to it, rather than like the Pro 3 is very like hard plasticky, like and you can like scratch it and you don't get that. It may not be as breathable, but it definitely has like, it keeps its same shape. Poking like right here, it still like is doing a good job of like being strong enough. The way the tongue is stitched into the shoe, that actually provides some support rather than the Pro 3 where the tongue is like kind of loosey-goosey, where it just moves, like you can just move it wherever. One of the things that I didn't really like with the Pro 3 is this tongue would kind of like slide to the side or whatever, but you don't have to worry about that because this tongue is stitched. Another thing that is different is they have updated their foam on the bottom. So the foam on the Pro 4 is a lot more, I guess compressible is not it's a good word to use, but it's more like squishy and bouncy. You can feel it just by like very gently like squeezing into it. The Pro 3, it almost felt like it's very dense. It's really tightly packed in there. If you liked the fact that you could feel the ground every step of the way, like really hard, versus, I don't know, it's a different sound to it. Just the bottom has like so much more, it's just squish. It just gives you more squish to it. We do have less continental rubber on the Pro 4. People say that these are supposed to be a little bit more narrow. They may be, like maybe the toe box is narrow, but for the most part, I mean, they look, I don't know, to me they look about the same. I guess I could have measured the distance between it. No, they look the same to me, so I don't know. Maybe just a little narrow in the toe box. I say that even though like, I would rub my pinky toe on this hard plastic, so I don't know if I don't have that problem with the Pro 4s. Even though the foam is different for the Pro 4s, it's not the same foam that's in the Evo 1. Even though they call it the Light Strike Pro, they call it the Boston 12 Light Strike Pro, but it's not the same foam. So I don't know, that's kind of weird. A little clarification would be great. Another thing that the Pro 4 that is new is the padding on the ankle bumpers, I think that's what they called, is a little bit thicker and I think it comes up further. It seems like they're a little bit more cushioned too. They used a cloth material for the bumpers rather than this one. It's like that same like, that's like a hard plastic scratching. And I don't know. This shoe, so far, I've been very impressed with. Supposedly the rocker got moved up into the shoe, and I think they did that because I guess the pro athletes liked it. But the Evo 1 rocker is at like, I think what, 70% or something. They moved the rocker up. I can't really tell, like going from this shoe to this shoe. I will say both shoes run true to size. I imagine you could get this shoe on a discount in the next coming weeks because I think another colorway is coming. Currently, this is the only colorway that's out on Adidas.com, but I think more colorways are coming out soon, I think in January. So that'd be great. I think the rod layout is actually the same. The one thing that I'm concerned with going into it is I've only put maybe 20 miles, 25, no, probably like 26 miles or something like that. And I'm already getting some rubbing. This shoe, the durability on this shoe, I put over 160 miles on this shoe. You can barely tell, like, you know, some spots, you would still run in this. So I'm really wondering if this foam on this inside is gonna be able to like withhold all the like bruising that I'm gonna do to it. Is it good enough for you to actually spend the more money to buy the Pro 4? So you could buy the Pro 3 for $200 and you can buy this for $250. Like, which one would you choose? I genuinely think this is worth the $50 $60 more for what you get out of it and how more comfortable it is and the lightness. Overall, I've been very impressed with this shoe, and I think it's my favorite shoe. I actually am gonna run my next marathon in this shoe. So very big news. I really liked it. The Pro 3, like I was saying, I just didn't like the fact that my pinky would rub. It's supposed to be a marathon shoe. I would only run my 5Ks in this because after about 5 miles, my pinky would just rub raw and I'd bleed. I ran a marathon in Adidas over this shoe and New Balance over this shoe. Adidas has knocked it out of the park with this Pro 4. I will probably end up buying another colorway for my next marathon. Like I said, I've been very impressed with it. It's a very comfortable ride. These are actually a little bit more squishier and springier than like the Diadora Gara carbons that I have. So I've just been very impressed. It's a very comfortable shoe. Now, if you were going to compare this to like some other competitors that are already on the market, and you probably are trying to decide which between you wanted to, probably already have these in mind, but the two shoes that you're probably looking at in between this shoe is going to be like a Nike Alpha Fly, because the weights are a little similar, and probably like a Metaspeed Sky if you really care about the weight. If you really don't care about the weight, Balance SE4s. The way that the foam and the springiness, it kind of reminds me of the SE3 Elites, but I haven't ran in the SE4, so I don't know. It's a really good shoe. I would recommend this shoe over the New Balance SE3s, and I really love that shoe. This has been one of my favorites so far. I think it's absolutely worth it to upgrade. I would buy this shoe over this shoe only if this was like $150. That's just me. But even then, like, I still really enjoyed this newness of this shoe. It's been so long since Adidas came out with this shoe. I think it's been like 2 years since it's been that way. I will be running my 1 mile challenge with this shoe. I've already decided I think it's gonna be the one that's gonna help me the most, the lightest out of all the ones that I own. Yeah, go get this shoe. It's very good. I enjoy it. I am excited to put it on every time I go. So yeah, that's the review.